You know, one of the best things about running CNY Live is be able to talk to local musicians and have them tell their story about the things that they're doing, the music they're writing, the places they've been. And it's really exciting when you can sit down with a legend of Central New York, Todd Hobin. Here's my discussion with Todd Hobin recently. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed talking with him. Thank you.
No other. I'll never face the world alone, 'cause he's my brother.
Thank you very much for having me down.
Love having you here.
I love hearing your stories. I love your whole story, your whole musical life story. And I think everybody should know it. That's a rich part of Central New York's music. So let's just start a little bit. The people who don't know, the 5 people that live under rocks and don't know, talk about where you really started with music and you know, the beginning.
Yeah. My father was an opera singer, and my mom an artist. So it was very easy for me just to kind of grow up in this environment where it was rich with art, just incredibly rich. So the people that would stop by to the house, you know, they were all musicians. Everybody played, everybody sang. And that's how I started my life, so that it was sort of just kind of understood. I played my first concerts when I was 5, 6 years old, you know, so this goes back a ways. So I think it was just a natural evolution for me to kind of pick up those things and do art and draw. So for me, I never knew there was anything else. It just kind of worked that way.
Because I noticed you're talking about drawing too, so you're not just playing music, but drawing. And was there anything that defined you saying, well, I want to be an artist on paper and paint and draw and everything, and or be an artist in music? I mean, obviously your main direction is music now. What kind of pushed you into that direction?
Well, you know, growing up with my mom and dad, you know, I sang in the church choir, right? And I went to, he taught in the same school district that I was in. So it was a constant mentorship. It was like almost having the best guru apprentice you could have as a musician. And he just, you know, he never forced me, but there was always like a question answered, just like that. He was there. And then later in life even, you know, as I would stumble upon conundrum or issues, he'd been there, he'd done it. So I had somebody to rely on and teach me the ropes. And the same thing's true of my mom. So we'd go on family vacations, and what my mom would do would sit on the beach or in the woods or someplace and draw. So I would just sit with her and draw, and she'd kind of show me how to do this. So it was a very natural thing for me to gravitate towards those 2 art forms. I know how lucky I am to, boy, I tell you, in life you got to choose your parents well. And I do. I chose really, really well.
Well, that's really cool. So we're gonna jump forward a little bit here because you know, you ran into an issue, and sometimes people get this issue and they don't bounce back, but you did.
I did
with your stroke.
Yeah, I had a severe stroke. Actually, 2 parts of my brain were destroyed. That's what a stroke is. It damages your brain. It kills it. And so I ran into a few doctors the other night. I did a fundraiser called the Founders Day at Lemoyne. And of course, fundraised a lot of doctors there, right? And some of them happened to be, you know, part of the recovery team or in the operating room when they were operating on me. And they said, we just did not expect you to come back from this. You know, it can be pretty debilitating. And in my case, I lost the left side. I lost the ability to play. I couldn't use this hand. There were some other little problems, but not insurmountable and recoverable. So for me and my family, I think I have to talk about my family here because, you know, when I had the stroke, my family gathered around me. And when I say family, I mean, you know, my kids, my wife, everybody in the extended family, and then certainly my band and all the people in that family. And the attitude was, okay, we're going to do this. Everybody said, we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so moments, an hour or two after my surgery, I was still coming out of it. They put this, it was actually this guitar, and they set it on my chest and said, okay, Dad, let's get busy.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I couldn't play, but I put my fingers on it and I tried to move my hands, you know. So what the doctors have told me, said, look, in the old days we would say, well, we got to get you better, so just relax, you know, let's recuperate. A few days we'll start physical therapy and get you going. No, you got to, day one, minute one, you got to go, and you got to rewire your brain, because really that's what it is. It's like the part of my brain that drove these fingers was gone. So I had to reroute neurons to say, okay, hey, you want to pull that finger up there? Well, try it a few times. Let's see if you can do that. And it was that work that turned it around for me, plus the band. Now I had to cancel a couple of months worth of shows. But Doug and the guys came in and said, okay, when are we gonna do this? And don't worry, we got your back.
Right.
So the first few shows, I gotta tell you, I wasn't much of a guitar player, but I got a hell of a band. And so they carried me through those first shows. I was able to stand there with my guitar, sing, and get through the first shows. And so, long story short, I started working with Triumph Over Stroke, which is a local CNY group of survivors. We survived, and what we're doing is we're helping others. How do you get, what do you do next? Okay, I just had a stroke. I see that you recovered and you're back to normal, you're back playing the guitar. How did you do that? And we said, this is how. We have monthly meetings where we'll bring in a doctor, a physical therapist, answer questions, and push forward. Just push forward real hard. I'd love to tell you that it was easy. It ain't. You gotta work hard. You gotta work hard every day. And you can recover from stroke. You can recover.
It sounds like the support of your family and the band was, we're not gonna let you quit. You might have, they weren't gonna let you not do it.
Yeah. I think, but that's the nature of our family.
Yeah.
It's like you do what you can every day and have faith.
That's good. And we're all glad to see you're here doing this still.
Pretty crazy.
It is, it kind of leads us to something though, that, Central New York lost two of the greatest ones, and you mentioned Doug a couple of times already, so, let's speak about that, and
yeah, it's still very fresh for all of us. Every day I'm devastated every day. Many, many times every day. It's like this guy that for 50 years, almost 50 years, was, our family. And to lose him suddenly, like we did, is insurmountable. And I don't know how the band did it. I don't know how his wife Kathy does it, his daughter Katie. By the way, that's what hurts the most. People say, oh, it must be really bad not having, Doug in the band. No, yeah, that's terrible. But what I am really, really upset about is that, he's not here to enjoy this life with his wife, his daughter. We were all of us looking forward to his retirement. He was within months of retirement.
Mm.
And, all the things that he loved to do and wanted, and was looking forward to, writing songs, we were going to do that. But vacations, matter of fact, he was leaving on a vacation that morning, the morning he died. And it's those things really hurt the most. The band, somehow, we got through a bunch of summer gigs when we felt we really had to. We had a benefit to do for Benny Mardonis, our friend. And the four of us kind of said, okay, well, we're going to do it in the Missing Man formation. We'll do the best we can. And somehow we got through that. towards the end of the summer, we knew that we just couldn't push that boat any farther. So we landed the boat and said, okay, let's meet in a few months, let's regroup, let's recover, let's mourn, take some time to breathe. And we have met, we talked, we had a great breakfast, the band and the crew. And we just sat, reminisced about Doug, and said, okay, what are we gonna do? Do we quit? Do we just say, okay, well, that was a heck of a band and can never be the same, and let it be? Or do we go forward? Do we try to replace Doug Moncrief? And no, you cannot replace Doug Moncrief. It's not possible.
Some things just can't be done.
And, you know, what, you want to try to have 3 or 4 people cover what he did for us? Maybe? I don't know. So we decided to play on. We've got his songs that we want to keep alive. His memory will never leave us. And we want to go on as a 4-piece band. Whatever we got, we're going to do. And we look forward to next season. We're going to put it together and rehearse and practice, record, do some new stuff, look at the catalog, do some of that old stuff, do things that we are confident and love doing, and go forward with zest for life, you know.
I was listening to your early year CDs,
Oh, yeah.
CD before this morning. you
Yeah.
know, and I love it. I love it. So it's good to hear that, you know,
It's a
that
good-
you guys are going to keep going forward in some fashion or another. That's good. We
Yeah.
don't want to lose that. Too many times we forget,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, and we have a lot of guest artists planned, you know,
Sure.
that are gonna, you know, join the 4 of us from time to time for a song or two. Certainly in the studio, I want Doug's friends to come in here and be part of the future. One thing that I am doing on November the 15th at May Memorial, there's this wonderful project that I did last year called One Song, 1 Week, 1 Guitar. And they hand this very special guitar and they give it to you for a week and you write a song and do it. Doug was on this year's very select group of songwriters. And Jeffrey, when he knew that Doug had passed, he said, look, I want you to come in and I want you to do one of Doug's songs.
Wow.
So I am really looking forward to that. Doug and I have notebooks full of song starts and tunes, a few that were literally done, never recorded.
Wow.
So I'm going to pull some of that rich stuff and get one and play it on that night to kind of remember that, CNY, the music world is lost a
Yeah.
tremendous treasure.
So, again, what was it? That was November
November the
15th.
15th,
And where is it at again?
it's at May Memorial.
May Memorial.
Yeah.
And it's open to the public, come out and see it?
We want you to come out and see this. This is going to be
We want
a
people to know.
wonderful night. This is going to be amazing.
Okay. Is there any recordings available after that people might, if they, want to purchase CDs or anything, are you putting anything out after that, do you know?
You know,
Or we should talk to Jeffrey about that.
actually, every single song that is recorded, probably not this one because I'm not part of this year's crop, is available on the website. Jeffrey Pepper Rogers, if you go to his site, you can just tap right into the One Guitar Project. The Guitar Project is great. It's amazing. Worldwide. Big.
One guitar,
Yeah, it's, I don't know what
One
order it
story
goes.
or one-
One guitar, 1 week, 1 song.
oh, okay, there you go.
I think they call it the One Guitar Project.
Okay.
It's really amazing.
We'll Google it.
Good.
Everybody Google that.
Yeah.
What other kind of things do you have coming up besides that?
Yeah, I took some time off, but as you know, I'm very attached to this community, and I did a fundraiser last week for Lemoyne College, a big one. This week, on Friday, this is the long and short of it, this huge fundraiser for Lemoyne College, and this week on Friday, which is the I don't know what the date is.
25th.
25th?
I believe it's the 25th.
Yeah, 25th. I'm going to be at the Glenwood Golf Club up in West Monroe, New York, and we are going to help one of the coolest little libraries in the whole world. It's the cutest little thing, and it's right in Central Square. is awesome little building, and it's like the center of the community. Kids go there when they don't have anything else to do, and they read books. It's amazing. They teach computer courses to people. They'll have health fairs, and of course they got a lot of books in this little tiny building in Central Square. And they need help. They need help. So we're going to do a fundraiser, raffles. I'm going to play, and it's going to be really fun. 7 o'clock on Friday night. Looking forward to it.
Solo or band?
Just solo.
Solo? Cool.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Road to Recovery of CNY coming up as well?
I do, and this is a great organization. Opioids, the drug recovery, is probably one of the biggest problems we face in America right now. That's got an immediate threat, and in Central New York, it's no different. We're losing people to opioid addiction, and when I say losing, they're dying at an incredible rate. So we're raising funds for a local organization, Road to Recovery CNY, and that also is at May Memorial, and I'm looking forward to it because it's with the Cadleys, and as you know, John Danks and I play together in the Chills, so this is going to be a great concert because we've already committed to doing some rehearsals, and I can't wait to sing with John and Kathy Cadley. I mean, that's going to be really special.
That's good. They keep themselves very busy too.
Oh yeah.
We bounced a little bit around in the dates, so dates are all over the place.
Yeah.
The other one that we talked really briefly is Friends of History for Fulton
I'm
History Friends.
returning to that. I played it last year and it was a blast. It was a great time up at the Tavern at the Lock in Fulton. And this year they asked me to come back, probably because there's nobody else that actually has had a career this long. Talk about history. It's their 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to do songs from 40 years and more, and just kind of celebrate with them 40 years that organization has been doing really wonderful things in Fulton. And as we all know, Fulton has got this great history on the canal.
Yeah.
Industry, milling, just great stuff. And there's some buildings that the Friends of History in Fulton have preserved. There's one in particular. When you look at this mansion, it's
the Pratt House.
Oh, the Pratt House is stunning. It's like amazing, and people don't think of that. Also, the library in that town,
right across the street, or
right across, just any corner. And you look at that; these buildings are incredible. So they're preserving all this for all future generations.
It should be, because we hear, and because we also run the street con today, we hear so much bad news, and we forget that there are still good things happening, and life is still going on, and there's history going on, and we should remember it, and we should look forward to the future. And you're an example that none of us should give up, and we should all keep rolling forward. So I really appreciate you taking the time with me today.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much. Everybody should go out and see Todd. Got a couple of them here. We'll list them underneath
Check the
down below.
website. You got to go to see him live.
You got it. Thank you, Todd. See you soon.
He's my brother. I'll never face the world alone, 'cause he's my brother. I'll never face the world alone, 'cause he's my brother.